Welcome to today's 5-minute Bible study in the book of Joshua. We're in the middle of Joshua chapter 24. This is Joshua's farewell address to the people of Israel. Today we're going to start reading at verse 14. Now, in the first part of this chapter, the first part of his address, Joshua has reviewed their history as a people. He reminded them how it began with Abraham, God calling Abraham to leave his home and go to the promised land. How the family of Abraham, God formed into his people that would one day be his nation. How they were slaves in Egypt, but God delivered them with a mighty hand. And how he had now brought them into the possession of the promised land. This is history, of course, they all knew, but they needed to be reminded of. We all need to remind ourselves of all that God has done for us in the past. And that's what Joshua was doing for the people. And now he brings them to the climactic point of the whole speech. He challenges them to renew their covenant with God. These next few verses are probably the most famous verses, the most well-known verses from the book of Joshua, as he gives them this challenge. Remembering who you are as the people of God, he says, verse 14, now fear the Lord, serve him with all faithfulness. Throw away the gods your ancestors worshipped beyond the Euphrates River and in Egypt, and serve the Lord. But if serving the Lord seems undesirable to you, then choose for yourself this day whom you will serve, whether the gods your ancestors served beyond the Euphrates or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you are living. But as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. Joshua calls them to the choice. Choose whom you will serve. I tell you, you need to fear the Lord and serve him faithfully all the days of your life. Throw away the gods of other peoples. Throw away the gods our ancestors worshiped beyond the Euphrates. You remember we already mentioned that before Abraham was called, they worshiped those other gods, the gods of beyond the Euphrates. Abraham abandoned that and worshiped only the Lord. He says also, throw away the gods the Egyptians worshipped. While you were slaves in Egypt, the Egyptians worshipped other gods. Throw them away. Also reject the gods of the Canaanites whose land you now possess. They worshipped other gods. You see, these other gods would be a constant temptation for Israel to worship their idols, their idolatrous sites, to worship their gods. So Joshua says, choose whom you will worship. Choose whom you will devote yourself to as God. The Lord, the one who delivered you, he who is truly God, or will you worship the idols of the nations around you? You must make the choice. If it's undesirable for you to choose the Lord, well then go serve those other gods. But, and this is the key, Joshua says, as for me, for my household, we will serve the Lord. Joshua had led them faithfully all the days of his life to serve only the Lord. You remember back many years before when the 12 spies had gone over the land of Canaan and they came back. 10 of them said, the land is good, but we can't take it. They couldn't trust the Lord enough. But Joshua and Caleb, Joshua said, the Lord will give us the land. He always committed himself to the way of the Lord. The Lord will give us the land. Those people can't defeat us. Their gods can't defeat us. Our God is truly God. And now he says it again. As for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. That's always the choice, to give our wholehearted allegiance to the Lord. The first commandment says, you shall have no other gods before me. To be in covenant with God is to be absolutely faithful in our loyalty to him. And so Joshua calls the people to renew the covenant, to have nothing to do with those other gods. Choose to serve only the Lord your God. And notice how people respond. Verse 16. So the people answered, far be it from us to forsake the Lord and serve other gods. It was the Lord our God himself who brought us and our parents up out of Egypt from that land of slavery. He performed those great signs and wonders before our eyes. He protected us on the entire journey among all the nations through which we traveled. The Lord drove out all the nations, including the Amorites who lived in the land. We too will serve the Lord. He is our God. They said, yes, Joshua, we are like you. We will serve only the Lord. We know it was the Lord who's done all this for us. It was the Lord who saved us. It was the Lord who delivered us. It was the Lord who gave us this land. We will not serve other gods. We will worship only the Lord our God. So they renew their covenant as the people of God, renew themselves to choose only the Lord. What a moment it was in the history of Israel, as Joshua has assembled all the people and called them to renew their covenant, and they affirm with great shouts of praise and acclamation, we will serve the Lord. Just as you, Joshua, we will serve only the Lord. It was truly a revival moment in the life of Israel. There's still more in the chapter, so join us tomorrow as we continue looking at Joshua's farewell address to the people in our next 5-minute Bible study in the book of Joshua.